Sports tryouts start in 2 weeks at thousands of local high schools. Here to help your student athlete manage their stress is Dr. Jean Berezin, a psychiatrist and executive director of the Clay Center for Young Healthy Minds at Mass General. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, doctor, the health benefits for teenagers who play sports are pretty clear. But what are some of the social and emotional benefits of being on a sports team?
Oh, it boosts your self-esteem. You're learning to be a team player. You're learning to be a leader. You're learning to sacrifice, your success for the success of others. You're learning skills, and you're garnering skills that might even help you kind of play after you graduate. In college or on a club team. It's very valuable.
Yeah. Well, there is pressure, though, right? So many varsity tryouts, they last maybe 2-3 days, a short window of time for teens to play their best. So what do parents need to know about that pressure that puts on kids?
I think parents need to, first of all, tryouts are really, really tough. I think what parents need to know is that the fear of failure is huge. The fear of your self-esteem being tied to this is huge. The fear of feeling that you're letting them down, you're letting yourself down, is huge. So there are a lot of major stresses. Also, I think what parents need to know is that these kids need support. They need to know it's only a game. They need to know that there's fun as well as skill. They need to know that they have to be able to deal with loss, as we all do. And they've had their losses too. So what I recommend to parents is have frequent conversations, ask about their concerns, listen to them, encourage them to talk with each other and talk with other important people in their lives, and not take it too seriously. There are lots of other things that they can be doing if they don't make the team.
Well, as you know, some parents like to give pep talks, speaking of having conversations, whether or not their teen asks for one. So in your opinion, are they helpful, or maybe do they add inadvertently some extra pressure?
Kids pick up on what's valuable to the parent and what the parent values in the kid. If the kid is picking up that this is really super important to the parent, in a very kind of a selfish way, then the pep talk is not going to be about the kid, it's going to be about the parent. If the parent can get out of his or her own way and really make the pep talk one to boost the kid's confidence, competence, ability to do the best they can, and that they'll be there with them whether they win or lose. That's the most important thing. Focus on the kid.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Jean Berezin, for being with us from Mass General.
Thank you.